Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first video in a series of tutorial videos that I'm going to be making for the Uno texture HUD system. Throughout this series of videos, I'm going to be making a texture HUD using Uno for one of my own products from scratch. The goal here is for you to follow along and make a texture HUD using Uno for one of your own products as I make mine. I'm going to try to keep each video as short as possible in order to make it easier to follow along and easier to pick back up later if at some point you need to take a break. Since this is just a first video, we're going to keep things nice and simple. First thing we're going to do is unpack Uno. So go ahead and find silenced Uno system unpacker. Add it. It's going to automatically unpack Uno and detach itself. You're going to see a message in local that says successfully unpacked. Now we're going to find the folder in our inventory. I like to go straight to the Recents tab since it's easier to find. It's going to be called Silenced Uno System version whatever, and you're going to see a bunch of stuff inside. Only things we're going to be working with are the engine and relay script. Now res your product on the ground and then right click it and choose edit so we can open up the edit window. Next thing we're going to do is edit the description. Why is this important? The description is what Uno uses in order to generate an identifier key for that product. The identifier key is what Uno uses in order to determine which product it's targeting whenever it performs any actions. For this video, I'm just going to go ahead and put tutorial, but you can go ahead and put whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Quick note, anything you put in there will always generate the same identifier key if it's exactly the same. It is case sensitive, so keep that in mind. Once you do that, we're going to go ahead and name our links. This is very important because Uno uses link names, not link numbers, in order to determine which links of the product it's targeting whenever it performs any actions. As you can see here, my product has 3 links. The root prim, which is just an invisible ball. At no point do I need to texture it, so for my product, I don't really need to mess with that. But I will give a quick note here. The root prim, if you do need to texture it on your product at any point, you do not need to change the link name. You can keep it as the name of your product, because whenever you make an action and you want it to target the root prim, all you're going to do is put root. So the link name for the root never needs to be changed. You can keep it as the name of your product. Now, my product has 2 other links, both of which are the gag. They're identical. They have the same maps, apply on the same faces. So for that reason, I'm going to name them both gag. They're going to be named the same. The reason I do that is because later when we're making actions for Uno, rather than target 2 separate links, since they're exactly the same, I can just go ahead and tell Uno to target the link named gag. What Uno is going to do is it's going to target all the links that are named gag. This saves me some time and saves me any extra steps. Since I don't need to target 2 links, I can just target 1 since they use the same name. For your product, this could vary, so make sure to name them on your product however you need them to be named. Once you do that and finish all the naming, you're going to go ahead and click Content, and you're going to drag the relay script into the contents. Once you do that, you're going to see in local a message. Uno is going to tell you the identifier key for this product, which is going to be this long thing right here. And then it's also going to tell you your personal Uno encryption key right here. I highly recommend saving both of these keys. The encryption key, you're never going to really need it, but it's still good to keep it handy because that's what Uno uses to encrypt all of your information, like your texture UUIDs and whatnot. So I always recommend keeping it stored somewhere safe. The identifier key, as I mentioned earlier, this is what we're going to use to tell Uno that this is the product that we want it to target whenever it performs any actions. Once you do that, you can go ahead and X out the edit window. We do not need to do anything else for that product. That product is already set up for Uno and it's ready to go. There is no further setup needed. The rest of the Uno setup is all going to be done on the HUD. Now, next thing we're going to do is go ahead and res a regular old cube on the ground. This is going to be our HUD. So go ahead and name it whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and name it Uno Tutorial HUD. You don't need to do anything with the description. That is irrelevant, that is not used on the HUD. And then over here in the contents, you're going to get the engine script. You're going to go ahead and drag it in. You're going to notice that the cube goes fully transparent except for one side that's going to be blank and white. There's no need to freak out. This is completely normal. Uno does this on purpose because unlike other systems, Uno does not use any additional prims. It doesn't use any additional faces. It all happens on this one face. All of Uno works from this one face. You don't need anything else. So Uno makes everything else transparent in order to save on resources. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and take it into your inventory. You should see it pop up right here. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. I hope that was easy to understand, and I can't wait to continue this process with you. So I'll catch you on the next one.